Welcome back, everybody, to ESL Pro League. Back for the first time in a week. We took one off for the Starladder event that was in Kiev, Ukraine. That was won by FaZe, but we have returned, and we're so happy to be here. I've got my favorite dolls lined up next to me. I got Henry, I got Chad. How's everyone doing?
It's a bit dark here today.
Bit worse for wear.
Worse for wear?
After that event, yeah.
Actually, I do have a question for you, Henry.
Go on.
All right, so remember we were in Poland in Katowice. Chad, you remember this as well.
Yeah.
It was Carmack who told us that Poland has the best pickles that he's ever had in the entire world. But I know that we shared, we had some in Ukraine as well.
We did, yeah.
How was it?
I would say they're actually almost better. They're a lot more inventive the way they use them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was actually quite impressive to see that. So yeah, I'd say overall Ukraine was better.
Yeah, you obviously weren't there to experience
And
the
I
pickles.
also didn't watch the event because it wasn't on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Do you exclusively watch events on YouTube? Right.
He signed an exclusive contract.
Okay, fair enough.
Interesting. Well, because it has been a week break, we will bring up those standings. We'll refresh everyone on where we're at heading into the second half of the season. This is match week 7, so you can see SK still at the top in North America, Cloud9, NRG, Liquid, Optic, and I mean CLG. They had the phenomenal performance in Starladder. Very, very surprising. They're down at 8.
Crazy, right? How good they were.
Yeah, they really have shot up the standings. I think they're in the top 20 now as well for the world rankings in HTV.
Yeah, they looked solid overall. Ricky was actually very impressive for that
from
team.
0 to hero. These are Europe. North and Astralis, the two Danish teams at the top. Navi's there, Mouse Sports, Hellraisers, FaZe, your Starladder champions in 6th, but still a lot of big names missing from that playoff race.
Yeah, well, like Virtus.pro, they're just outside there. NIP on a bit of a resurgence at the moment. Fnatic, you wouldn't be expecting to see them down there. G2 as well. We did see some good things from G2. I know Henry was on that G2 hype train.
I was maybe a little bit too invested in the hype train. I saw in the group stages after the playoffs arrived. You could see the drop off in form.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's why Swiss system lends itself to these kind of honeymoon period teams. Like they aren't great for best of ones, but as soon as the best of 3 comes in, maybe some of the maps removed, and they can people can prepare for you. You kind of see how to struggle a bit more there.
I'm a bit over Swiss.
Are you?
Yeah, we need a double
bit of
best of
variety
3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, this is the schedule for today. We're gonna have LDLC versus Virtus.pro on 2 maps to begin with, and then Heroic and Fnatic to end the evening. That'll be on a variety of maps as well. 4 different maps tonight, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess Virtus.pro, they need to prove themselves after that week.
Yeah, good God, right?
Yeah, what the hell
this is dire.
there?
This is very dire for the VP side. SK as well. Now both of those teams, 2 events in a row, they've dropped out in the group stage. That's no fun at all.
Yeah, it's kind of strange if you think about the form from Vegas, then to Katowice, and then up to Ukraine as well. That's kind of nuts how they've gone downhill.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of expect that out of VP at times. They're up and down, but SK for certain is the shocker. We're going to bring it up, though. Another shocking series of standings is our fantasy league that we have going on. Having a lot of fun doing this.
All right.
Yeah, is it, Chat, Hank?
I think so. Like, I think I can come back from this. It's okay. My team this week's pretty special.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, copied yours.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, this is a funny story. I set my lineup, and Henry decided to copy my exact same lineup, but when he went to go do it, he was told he didn't have enough funds
It's
to
crazy,
pick up
right?
those 5 players.
Everyone's just against me.
Yeah, so
He was starting with the leader of the pack, and she's been up the top for quite a while now.
most of the season, I believe it has been. It's not bad.
Lauren's been absolutely smashing through the fantasy.
She's got that solid. It's the pick of Dupree. He's really the anchor of this team. I think he's been in there every week.
It's a good pick, to be fair.
Probably Lauren's favorite player, I would say.
I think so as well. Well, who is this?
This
Matt.
is Matthew. He's in number 2, and he lets everyone know about it.
I haven't even touched the team yet.
All right. Well,
Well,
apparently this is going to change at some point. Flamey, Elige, Cold, Device, FNX. That's not bad.
I think he could be almost too late because it does lock. So.
Yeah, he could be too late.
Look who has 5 players.
Oh, and
for the
Navi
first week, he
Focus as
throws
well.
a spanner in the works there.
Who are those people?
They're from Luminosity.
Oh, there you go.
What are you doing? Get out. Is this what are you doing this for? What you see in these guys that made you pick them up?
Apparently they called the PKO guy Pickle. So.
Oh,
really?
A man after my own heart, I see.
I thought, hey, why not?
Another pickle.
Here we go.
This is mine. Yeah, this is the burning bush.
Pickle juice will do that.
Yeah.
Back to the pickles.
Yes. Apex, Elige, Russian, Oscar. The surprise pick of Oscar. I'm surprised I didn't see him on any of the top teams. He's a man. He's an army.
He's an army. He's a sleeper.
To be fair, we saw him last week. He wasn't actually AWPing. Chris J was. Maybe it was just Nuke. We saw him play a couple of times, and he was actually not on the main AWP role. Just a little note for you there.
Yeah, that doesn't worry me.
Confident?
That
doesn't worry you at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have
enough.
a lot of confidence in Oscar. He's going to do big things for me. But, I mean, speaking to that op thing, we'll see if Mitch has anything to say about it. We're going to toss him over to him at the stand-up.
Thank you very much, Moses, and hello, everybody. Last weekend
we saw FaZe finally best Astralis over at the Star Ladder Finals. After several attempts to beat the Danes, this of course includes their attempt at IEM Katowice last month. Now they finally managed to come out on top. With Inferno wrapping up the tournament with an overtime situation, it went all the way down to the wire. And FaZe managed to win out over Astralis 19-17. Nico was awarded MVP of the tournament. Taking their defeat in their stride, however, Astralis is already looking ahead to IEM Sydney with ambitions to take home the trophy. Which brings us to our poll for today. With IEM Sydney coming up, will FaZe and Astralis again butt heads in the finals? You can head over towards our social media channels and let us know what you think. In the meantime, though, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a bit of a week off, so let's refresh our memories with the top plays of the last week of the ESL Pro League.
Neo lurks in the smoke. He knows the bomb's ticking away fast. He knows someone's trying to defuse. Does he have time for this, though? Here's the defuse. It's stopped. Neo's in there. He gets himself two. One more for Neo, and that is the round for Virtus.pro.
You're going to see a bit more of an aggressive push comes in, but he gets the quick scope, and he got Dizzy jumping. So he's able to follow through into the second, and then a no scope as well on a CJ. Oh my god, and then he hits ZQK as well.
Unsure what's going their way, but RPK adjusts so well on the angle. Going to swing out and find Pasha, but now the short play comes in. There's still players in towards, but the spray is so good from RPK. He has decided everything on towards this, and that's his ace as well.
Flamey's down. Guardian's lost his wingman now. He needs to do it on his own. Two very low health opponents on the map. One goes down, now looking for one more. Guardian makes it happen through the top of the box.
As you can see, the smoke starting to come in. So he's the master, and there's the first headshot, looking for more.
He's very, very good with this gun. Knows they're going to be close to Reese. The flash means they've got to be there. Lines up the headshots. He's got number 3. Bomb down as well. There's the 4th. Nico nearly goes for a Deagle ace.
I did tell him.
You did tell him what? What?
Nico was good with the Deagle. You weren't listening to that?
No,
Not
I tune out
attention?
the casters. I mute that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, those are the top 5 plays. But now we've got some tweets, maybe some top 5 tweets. One could say of some LDLC stuff. Well, this is actually Stickle. I remember Alu throwing his shoe across the hotel lobby and screaming he doesn't need it because he can't walk anyway. Fins and alcohol.
He was in a rough state that night. Not gonna lie.
I don't know.
Vegas.
I mean, he was a champion. One could say he partied like a champion.
Look,
Yeah.
Here at ESL, we don't condone binge drinking.
We don't.
Who said he was drinking? I think that's just
said because of
high on
alcohol
life.
in the-
Oh, was it? Did it say that?
Mexico
Okay,
did
fair
say
enough.
it.
Yeah, fair
In the
enough.
tweet.
The other hand, LDLC is boot camping at the moment. This is Tuanu. Takes him 2 days off after the boot camp, get focused, and they have Copenhagen Games coming up.
And Virtus.pro tonight.
Virtus.pro what?
Tonight.
Tonight. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do.
Keep up, Jason. I know it's hard.
Listen, boys. Ukraine was rough my first time there. It was interesting experience.
I spent the time snowboarding.
Yeah, you did. How was
in
that?
the French Alps.
That sounds cool.
It was lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Got
was
sunburned.
this your first time snowboarding, or was it?
No, I went in Canada.
All right.
Yeah, earlier in the year. I'm
Cool.
not very good at it.
No bruises to speak of.
Probably some bruises.
Okay.
Fell a few times. Tried some sick jumps.
I would love to see Chad going for some 1080s style snowboarding.
That was such a great game.
It was a good game. Nintendo 64 is the best.
First game
console
I had
ever,
on
yeah.
64. That was great.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
Wave Races was also well.
Not as relevant.
Did you
but-
play Yoshi's Story?
But Yoshi's Story, no, I didn't.
No,
Sorry.
okay, all
Didn't
right.
really cover off
Yoshi, isn't it Yoshi?
Yeah, okay, Adidas.
Well, let's get to
that.
Counter-Strike.
Back to the CS. Okay, come on. Come on, boys.
Back to the Counter-Strike. Like they said tonight, we do have LDLC taking on Virtus.pro. That is going to be on Nuke and Inferno. I mean, let's just open it up because we already touched on VP. Atrocious pair of tournaments that they've put on the board.
That
for
was
us.
probably the worst one of all time. I'm recent memory, at least, of
Whoa.
Virtus.pro.
At least they didn't lose to Easy Skins.
Well, no, I meant from them specifically. No, we don't have to open up your past to get that in there. Yeah, like Virtus.pro, they actually played these maps at over a Star Ladder, and they got absolutely wrecked on them as well.
Hammered.
Inferno lost those 16-2 to Fnatic, which obviously losing Fnatic on Inferno, it's going to happen, but 16-2 didn't even arrive there whatsoever. Then 16-5 against NIP as well. Just didn't look like anyone turned up for the team. This is like, we're expecting like these kind of inconsistencies from Virtus.pro these days, but I've never seen them fall off that dramatically.
It's the severity of these losses.
Yeah, right.
That's really frightening.
It's like
right?
there's no one arrived whatsoever.
Were these? I know you were snowboarding in the French Alps, but did you get to see any of these games from VP?
I tuned in from time to time. I saw the results. I saw that Bali only had like 9
That was
kills
the main
over
problem.
3
Yeah.
maps or something like that, which is just unheard of. But with VP, I find it so difficult to rule these guys out. Even when they're in a match and they're losing, I always sit there and I go, oh, you know, there's still another half, or they'll turn it on and they'll come back. But you're right, the severity of these losses is a damning sign. But at the same time, I think VP is a mental unit where everyone has to be on or no one's on. I think that's one of the big factors for these guys. So maybe, you know, they just weren't feeling it. I know at a $300,000 tournament, you shouldn't just be feeling it, but I can never count these guys out. Coming in tonight, you know, they're still my favorite against LDLC.
But we normally associate these kind of losses with the online games for Virtus.pro. That's normally, they have a really big tournament, do really well, come back online, and they suck at that point. Now they've had a really bad event. Do they come back? Do they have any sort of form coming off that? Do they have to kind of pick themselves up? I'm not really sure. Well,
we'll see if there's any indication tonight. This is some of the VP highlights you can see. I mean, one of the things, remember last year, they had a very long, prolonged period, you know, towards the bottom, like basically the start of the year towards about July is when they were not playing well. Do we expect this slump to be long? Is this going to be a quick bounce back, you think?
Well, we've got the major coming up as well. Are these guys coming to Cologne, do we know?
Yes, they're invited, yeah.
That's going to be a nice place to get back into form, I think. That's one of the big events they normally do very well at, to be fair. They're constantly making semi-finals or finals at that one. So we can always assume they're going to bounce back, but after those kind of defeats, I'm not so sure. It seems like they really were struggling. They're nothing. You saw this clip there. They were losing 13-1, and to get the second round, Neo had to get a 3-on-1 with a Tech-9, right? It's kind of just suggests how bad it was going for them.
I'd put a pie on it. They'll bounce back. They have a break now. They get to recharge the batteries and stuff.
Okay, you can't just throw out, I'll put a pie on it.
Yeah, I know, because it's so ludicrous now, these silly pie bets that anyone can make one for no apparent reason. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate here, Jason. The pie bets are done.
Yeah, I'm aboard that train. I've been on that train for quite some time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, they have a lot of time at home now. You can spend time with their families, recharge the batteries, bounce back for Cologne. They're not going to Sydney.
Right.
In terms of that, they're just going to have online matches.
Well, Australia kind of haunts them, right? That's last time they were there. They kind of had a real rough time.
Didn't they win it?
They won the event.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I remember them losing this.
They did lose to Renegades, Henry. You are correct.
That's
they did
right.
lose to Renegades.
That's exactly what I was going about.
16-4 on Inferno. So you do have a great memory.
Yeah,
well, you know, they had
a point somewhere, you know.
Had to throw a bone to the home crowd team for sure. Okay. We've got LDLC up on the screen now as well. I mean, these guys have been pretty surprising. Have they actually like impressed us, or is this just more surprising in the sense that we expected them to be at the bottom?
They're doing better than expected.
They were. I'd say the last 3 weeks or so, they kind of plateaued. It seems like they were doing really well, and players like Maniac, we talked about him a lot, looking like they had some great form. We were surprised at how well they were playing, but now it seems like the results are more on par with what we expected. They were at the beginning of Pro League, they were kind of splitting series of good teams and stuff like that. Now they seem to be consistently losing. I think the last games they've lost 6 in a row. So
yeah, so they took a map off FaZe, they took a map off Mouse Sports, they took a map off Heroic, and they beat Hellraisers 2-0. Well, or both maps in the series.
Sure.
So those are where their wins have come from. But yeah, they did lose 2-0 to an embattled NIP, or one that's coming off a roster change. Fnatic and Astralis, you would expect them to lose both those games. So to take the maps off, I guess so far, other than FaZe, that's the only real surprising win there. All the other ones you would kind of predict them not to necessarily go a 1-1, but they definitely could go a 1-1.
Sure.
So I think it's just so hard to know what to expect from a team like this.
They're a bit of a sleeper team, aren't they? They turn up, no one's going to be doing too much homework on them, but they have got very talented players. We've seen great form from Alex recently. He's looked very good indeed, I think. Like last week especially, or the week before last, he looked like lights out. He was actually carrying them at points as well. We talked about Maniac, and then obviously the tactical mastermind who's gone about his existence. He's got a nice kind of a little group to work with there, and I'm sure they can always sneaking a map here or there, but they're not going to be competing to qualify for the finals, I don't think.
Well, it will be interesting to see what they do at Copenhagen Games, and at the risk of throwing both of you under the bus, do either you know which teams are going to that outside of LDLC?
I think like Tricked are going, and teams like that. Epsilon. It's like they're kind of like tier 2, tier 3.
A godsend mix with Pit.
Right, so yeah, I'd consider LDLC kind of front runners for that then.
Yeah, you'd expect them at least in the top, 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'll be an interesting gauge of where they're at, but also we can gauge where they're going to be at is in this matchup that they have against Virtus.pro. So what we're going to do is send it over to your casters. That's going to be Pansy and Uber are going to take us away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Obviously, scintillating discussion to start us off here. The lighting's all kind of interesting tonight, Lauren.
Well, I'm looking tanned for once. I like it.
Put some nice down lighting on you.
Yeah, the darker the better at this point, just... Yeah, it's not too good right now for me.
Let's talk about these two teams, because not to preempt you, but okay, like we talked about Virtus.pro being trash at StarLadder. They got 9 rounds in their last 3 maps, like sort it out, boys. But also LDLC have actually had a really average weekend. And then one of the tweets we saw earlier on from one of their players, I think Twano, was just saying, yeah, we're gonna have a break now. We're gonna move on. The thing is, what they didn't really mention is they lost best of 3s to Tricked and a team called Ranks. I mean, like at best a tier 2 team from France, right? So neither of these two teams have had a very good run as of late. LDLC at least has been home. and been able to sort that stuff out. They've actually just moved into a gaming house recently, so they've got the facilities at least to have used this time off and not at LAN to hopefully add something to their game, because VP, they're wounded, Lauren.
No, you're right, but it's hard to get over the fact it should still be VP no matter what. LDLC are still the outlier here, but they're a team that's very interesting to watch. If they're going to have any tricks up their sleeve, it's time to kind of bring them out a little bit as well, because they're going into the Copenhagen Games and such. So there's a lot to be seen from these guys, a lot of talent there. There's no overlooking it. Alex is having outstanding performances. Twanu's being relatively consistent to a degree with that AWP, and we're seeing a lot coming out from them. So, you know, if there's danger to be afoot or, a upset potential, this certainly does have the possibility of it, but it's how hard does VP really take that loss that they suffered over at Starladder?
Well, I mean, you know, you can brush off online results to a degree, Lauren, as long as they don't get you relegated or anything ridiculous like that, looking at UVP. But at LAN, that's a bit of a different story there. That's definitely an event they would have wanted to be strong in. Now, Bialy going to take a quick vent dive to start this one off here, but not all of VP get through squeaky unscathed. Taz, it's a bullet to the head, but VP are wasting no time in getting to the lower bomb site.
No, 3 players, no armor though. They've got the molly still on Neo, Snacks with a flash, and the afterplant positions are into play. Now, it's retake time for LDLC, but no kit on board either. Full armor for them, so fights galore about to kick in, and they're not winning those. Until then, Maniac's going to bite back a little bit towards Bialy, but time is a-ticking, and that is the important factor here. And now in a 2v2, with Twanu so low, this is looking less and less possible.
VP playing hide the Glockage. They've actually switched over the USPs at the moment, but Snacks can't really connect him. He still managed to catch him off guard. That's a bit of a blooper, and now Pasha has to do it all himself. He's used to lifting small children, of course, trying to look after one at home, but he can't lift his team through this round. It's going to be the defuse for Twanu. Yeah, I'm kind of missing the bomb defuse thing up in the corner. It doesn't feel like the same game anymore.
I really liked it.
People call it cringe. People don't like it, but actually I like it as an addition.
I don't think it needs to be like that graphic form, you know what I mean? But I like the concept of it. I think it's quite a cool idea.
At least they don't have casters like, yep, a note, they're not going to get it.
No, it's actually really cool. I think it's quite a nice little thing. So I was looking like, hashtag ESL Pro League, eh? That's not it.
That's where we are, yeah.
That's not it, but no, it's quite a nice little feature. But Mistu there having 4 kills that round, if I'm not mistaken, so good job from him to play that retake off as well as he did, even though VP were in a decent position. There was a couple of whiff shots there that you wouldn't kind of put to the players that did it, but still, victims aside and calling out players aside, Snacks going to find some work there with just a P250, no armor here, just pistols upgraded.
Oh, your surprise voice sounds so convincing, Lauren. It's Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Sort yourself out. Pasha finds one as well with the pistol. Now Snacks actually is the biggest gun on the side of VP, and he makes it work. It was salvaged. It's picked up in existence, and Alex now look to even the score. The 2v1 situation, but Pasha's managed to get himself an M4, but no good will come of it. He falls.
Yeah, silly me. I did forget what happened at Starladder. We all saw it.
You totally had me on board with that, Lauren.
I know.
Everything.
Hook, line, and sinker and all that. But no, yeah, this game sometimes. Pistols, I think it needs to be addressed soon, doesn't it? Let's be honest. It's got to the point where, players like to have a little moan normally. They have a little whinge about it, but yeah, they're starting to get a little bit more vocal.
I mean, yeah. People like Vendetta have borrowed the straitjacket we put Yanko in at Cologne, I think it was, and he just had to use it full time now. He can't handle it anymore. He's losing it. He's losing it.
And let's keep eyes on VP this round. Only 1 smoke left, so they're going to be kind of to the point on this hit, it seems. So they have got great outside control already, but there is one man looking for a way to keep this under wraps, but Maniac can only cover so many angles. There's only so many places, but he's going to take his time to pounce. Looks for Taz, but quickly gets exchanged as Snacks will swing out for it. So a 1-for-1 trade out, and VP have plenty of ground now gained. Yeah,
and this is really good positioning for VP. Look how Pasha's managed to make his way in towards upper bomb site via the rafters. There'll actually be another player from VP flanking him through Crow's Nest. They should be able to get the 2v1 on towards Addict here, and they do. They don't suffer too much damage. That's not a mistake they can afford to make at this start of the round. But now Twanu's been essentially forced out of the site. He knows that to push in will be certain death. There's going to be a player waiting above him. It's a molly to try and delay any sort of plant, but it's too late.
Yeah, the angles of approach being cut down one by one. Smoke out there towards the main hut entrance, and you can see them just funneled in at this point. Pasha and Neo going to be doing the big damage between them, and now Mistu left with almost no options here. Most angles covered. Time to probably back away and consider how they can maybe handle that outer push. Almost all players just having so much presence there. And yes, this is already looking quite nice for VP on the recovery this round. 3 players left alive, good for them to keep their money, try and keep it as robust as possible. You can see the other players down on 3.6. They can drop it out and spread out the wealth. If they'd lost any more, it could have been a bit of a pickle.
The buck sort of stops with players like Maniac in that particular round playing mini there, because if he goes down, Virtus.pro can pretty much just wedge their way in towards heaven and have that upside control there, which is just ridiculously powerful as that T-sided position. So they get that one now. We're going to have a couple of smokes towards out of here. whether they fake it or not, a lot of teams actually throw these outer smokes every single round. VP are one of them to indicate or to keep the enemies guessing. They could go towards Secret or towards Warehouse at any time, but it might, again, be another sort of rafter execute here, Lauren, as they make the way around the side.
If it's working so far, why change? You know that LDLC will probably be on a lesser buy. They still at least have one gun in the mix at this point, which is with Alex.
Oh, spotted.
Resistance does, yeah, catch a glimpse. So I think he's got a good idea of what's coming his way now. They've worked it out pretty well, but even if you understand what's going on, it might be quite tricky to handle. And at the moment, the lights are going on off in the studio. Very distracting.
We've got our proper lights on now, Lauren.
Oh, proper lights? Oh, I won't look as tanned. That's awful. Nice little boost, though, looking in towards Kroos. A little bit of a peek up and above. Pasha finding a whole new world up there and messing up a whole other molly. So slow stuff from VP, taking their time here to clear out everything they can. And why not? You don't know where these 5.7s are hiding. We know the strength that comes with these pistols at close range. Maybe too much, and I don't disagree at that sort of statement. But yeah, VP looking like they might be heading down Secret at this point. 45 seconds left. They've got decent control building, but they still need to clear the site. Simple as that.
And it's really hard for LDLC to know definitively where VP are going to come from here. Players that are sat up on upper can be picked off by players like Pasha, and the rest of VP is going to make their way down in towards the lower levels. And that was a flash for Pasha. He doesn't really use it at all there. A second one comes in. Here's the pick. Spots an ult on the side. There, Alex is going to push forward out of hut to find him. That's going to weaken the Virtus.pro presence and the ability to keep players from LDLC on the upper side.
Good ding from Mistu there as well, and no one checks for the vents on the other side. Maybe a bit of communication lacking at that point, because he was already kind of taking contact there as well. This now makes a bit of a problem. There's 2 players left for VP against the 4 of LDLC. Now the one might be planted, but there's surrounding players, but Bialy's trying his best. Finds Maniac, but it's all on him now in a 1v3. 2 guns recovered, but no kit on LDLC because they were still on that weaker buy.
Yeah, they've got armor as well, so that grenade from Bialy won't really get as much damage done as he would otherwise like it. And hardly does anything, if I'm honest. He's forced to face the music and he goes down. That's the second time in the space of 4 rounds that VP have been put in a 1vx scenario with 1 player in ramp room having to stop a defuse.
And we've got to highlight as well, there's been 3 players individually having big rounds. This round it was Alex before he saw Existence, and then prior to that in the pistol is Mistu. So
yeah, 4Ks for both Alex and Existence there.
Yeah, kind of individually seeming to be able to, you know, do the work. Maybe that boot camp just, you know, individually get themselves into the gameplay, you know, put in their hours, going through the motions of it all. It's not a bad thing to see, and of course they have the mind of Existence there with him. Maniac certainly not too shy to have his opinion as well. So VP this round though, back onto the pistols. We saw before they got, if not mistaken, I think it was either 2 or 3 kills, if not more, and Existence kind of saved them from that. And there's a couple of moments here and there where it got pretty hairy. So at the end of the day, we'll see if VP can maybe bring something out again. And Snack's going to be tendering.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, though, for him to get through. They're already kind of spamming towards the doorway.
I like this early CT player into vent here. He's expecting a vent dive, and you can't see it as VP. So if you go for some sort of late or staggered vent dive, you're almost 9 times out of 10 going to die in that case. Mistu going to stop the bomb plant. No chance of Pasha to get there. He's been all over the map so far. Twanu also getting involved.
Lovely.
Nicely done between the 2 of them.
Another
there.
4K.
4 kills for Mistu. Yeah, it's individual prowess so far shining for LDLC, and credit to them. It only took them 1 round to get the read on Virtus.pro's outside play.
Now, the money's not perfect yet for LDLC. It's good at the moment, but they, you know, once you're on that CT side, the way that you see Nuke going is if they get that real big buffer building up and they get that money in their favor, constant utility coming in, so they never, you know, get away from having the mollies and everything they need to hinder those early approaches from VP. Now, if VP break their money at some point, you can see that switch up happening. But again, it seems like a rinse and repeat here for Virtus.pro. And the nade going to be landing well. Twanu now going to be kind of greeted by that line of smoke there. Molly goes in, but it's not going to cover the entirety of the entrance towards Secret. Hopefully he doesn't bank on that, because already a lot of players going down there.
Hopefully no one from LDLC fully banks on that one here. Mistu's going to respond, and Taz in my fantasy team is 0 and 5. That's a side note.
Didn't you get rid of him?
I probably should have.
I tried to help you out, bud.
You did? No, it's fine, it's fine. You can't help everyone. Sometimes people just don't want to take good advice. Now, Existence is sitting way back in CT spawn. This is really interesting. So this is another adaptation to Virtus.pro's play towards their upper rafters and to get in towards heaven. So that's really interesting, but it also does preclude him from being involved in a lot of the play in the lower levels. It's going to take him a long time to get here, Lauren, if VP want to pull the trigger soon. It looks like they might want to, but Neo's gunned down.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Mister. He's been a bit of a god at holding this lower area, always being a nuisance, whether it be in the vents, playing down by control room, really doing nicely. So now VP still looking for their opportunities here, still looking for their way in, but they've run out of utility now. They're down to just flashes. Molotov used. Taz Spams through. Twan, who's aware of this now, goes for the fight, and he wins it. Nicely done. But he does get picked up eventually. But now the hit towards upper looks like it's coming in, and finally, VP are actually landing shots. Snacks and Bialy just turning the tide a little bit, but there's still just Snacks alive. And with the players stacking up for LDLC, they were well aware of what was going on, and Virtus.pro just kind of don't have much bite to the bark at the moment.
The thing is, Virtus.pro are actually up against one of the... Honestly, he was heralded as one of the greatest tacticians in Counter-Strike. Existence used to be very drilled and very sort of robotic about the way he sort of laid down the strategies, but you can see how this team is responding directly to the stimulus that Virtus.pro are providing. Let's watch outer more, let's play passive on the outside of the map, then let's respond with these plays in towards lower side.
And I want to see the difference now. This round won't be a huge, I guess, tell of it. This is nice, though. Oh, maybe dunked. Not. Ouch. No, because they finally got the AWP on Twanu, so that means they can be more active outside here, because normally they kind of don't play it as actively. Oh, he's going to spot a player. Taz flashed up there. You can see the animation, hand over the face, not having a good time. The old nothing dance coming through. So
half dab?
No.
Because you got one hand over the face, the other
No.
Okay.
No.
I tried. Misty, though,
so
up on
hard.
high. He's going to be able to clean this one pretty easy there as well. Interesting little play, I think, was from Neo early in the round. He goes for the vent dive, but he drops down in towards vents and has his knife out. Now, you can't get an insta-kill on someone as they come down the ladder with that knife, can you? Doesn't count as you backstabbing them? I don't think so. Because he sat on the ladder, right? Because obviously,
maybe, I don't know.
If you sit on the ladder with a weapon, obviously it completely wrecks your accuracy. Taz is Bond right now. Yeah, a rough game for him so far. And Neo as well hasn't really been able to make much of an impact himself.
And we're seeing VP looking a little different here. They've not gone for the same outer hit, maybe aware that that AWP's now into place. I think they saw it in the last round when Twanu picked up Taz and such. So maybe this is a response to that, or it could just be another look for VP, and I don't really mind them going for something a little different, but Twanu's already connected towards Taz, but there is a reply, finally from VP trading out evenly, but it's still a 3v3, and for now, Existence going to keep his hand in the game. At this point, it's just Passion now. Worked his way in, got an angle, can't find the shot. Maniac from up above in Rafters going to just hammer home that scoreline now. 7-1. Didn't recover the AWP, but they've got plenty of money on Existence. He could drop out someone if they want the AWP in, or they can buy it themselves. No big problem there. There it is. Drop comes in. Maniac going to gift that one over. And the money just seems completely here, there, and everywhere for Virtus.pro. It's not a nice buy here. You've got a UMP coming out. Bialy, just a Glock? No, there we go. I was about to say, please don't just sit on that. There we go, fine. It's still not perfect, and this could be a nice time for Twanu if he's in the right position for it.
I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't mention to everyone who's maybe not familiar with VP that they're an excellent team on Nuke T side. Quite often, they're able to really rush down enemy teams and get themselves, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds on this half, but this has been a muted performance from VP. The red and the white not looking as bright today.
This is the thing, they're known as the master of fakes, right? The team that can always pull teams into whichever position they want them to be in, make them uncomfortable. VP known for this, but right now we're seeing limited amounts of it so far.
This position again.
I don't mind it. I think it's fine.
Do you think it puts you too far away from being able to respond to a lower execute?
No, you've seen VP trying to utilize that area several rounds in a row. Why not do it? You don't have Twanu out there at the moment, so if you look at who's holding outer, I think you've got basically Maniac and Existence from very unique positions. So I don't mind it as like a secondary piece.
VP still don't know that Existence is going here, by the way, because they haven't spotted him yet. Last round was actually Twanu with the 5-7 who cut down VP, got the flash on towards Taz and traded out, and then Maniac got involved. So they haven't seen Existence play from that CT spawn area yet.
And again, time is going to be a factor here. Virtus.pro running this quite low. If Twanu makes an impact, maybe gets a kill, possibly 2, and then falls back, you're running out of options towards ramp. But it doesn't look like that's where VP want to go. Pasha towards outside, creeping his way back over. It looks like a bit of a hit coming in right about now, possibly towards upper. You got 2 players in good position. Maniac just turns the flash, comes back around. Nice shot from Pasha. That's the reply you want. Alex finds 2 where he shouldn't have been able to, but good positioning from him leaves Bialy all alone in a 1v3, and he's not going to pull that off. Existence finally pulls himself back into relevance from that position quite far out, and he does just fine. 8-1 again. LDLC keeping enough players up. Look at the money now. This is what I was talking about when the CT side money gets really robust, especially on this map. It's so hard to break back in, especially when you're mollied out, naded out for so long. It's hard to define anything on this map.
And without oversimplifying the situation, I'd be interested to see how many rounds of these have been with Virtus.pro losing the first player, not getting that first kill, because quite often we're seeing players in 1v3, 1v2 situations at the very least to try and win these rounds out for the poles, and that's just putting the odds against you. They're losing out on the early trades. It's not efficient trading into getting map control and getting these bomb sites, because the LDLC, they back up and they force Virtus.pro to commit 2, 3, even more players to trying to get map control in those crucial areas like these bomb sites. Missed 2 again, ready for the vent dive.
Maniac caught out here. Molly oh, Jesus.
Matthew?
And somehow still alive, though. That's the more I don't know how he's still alive, and he's still on the run. And Alex just goes on the flank, and it's not pretty. And it's not fun, especially if you're staring down that sort of gun work there. So Alex just finds the time. It wasn't a beautiful shot, but it does the job. Now Pasha just kind of slowly creeping to his doom. 9-1, your VP now sat there going, well, this isn't fun, is it?
This is straight bollocks for them.
Yeah, this isn't good stuff. Even on the turn here on the half, you need at least enough to suffer through maybe a pistol. You know what I mean? You need those 3 rounds beside you somewhere, maybe 2 at least.
Well, the point of playing the T side first, ideally, is to give yourself a buffer, Lauren, to deal with the enemy team getting some lucky T rounds or some force buy wins or something like that. Yeah,
Taz, please.
I'm actually going to lose to Henry this week in the fantasy standings. Now, that's the worst.
I'm not much of a partaker of calling people out for their scoreline because sometimes it doesn't really matter if you're winning the round, right? So all that aside, it doesn't really matter. But look at this from Twanu. He lines him up, knocks him down. 2 back-to-back for him. But he did so much damage across the board as well there. I think he almost connected 3 shots. He killed 1 and shot through 2 others, if not mistaken. If we can watch this again. Yeah, there you go. That was 2 players behind. The follow-up was outstanding on Neo. And yeah, this is a shutout again.
You see how 20 doesn't give a stuff about your point about player kills and deaths, mate.
No, he likes getting them.
Doesn't give a crap. 7-1-6 for him right now. That last round plumping up his score nicely. But so far it's been Mistu and Alex performing admirably for LDLC here, heading into the 12th round. And VP, well, you can see it for yourself on the scoreboard. It has been a grind for them so far. And they've gotten very little, but now they come back in with an AWP for Pasha. We see they handed it around a little bit. Snacks and Neo have had a go, but now it's time for him, and he finds 20 to open up.
Don't mind VP cutting a bit of a different figure here, something maybe they needed. Find a way back through. Existence gets the tag from the locker room, but Pasha was still convinced of up above. But Existence just switches up position, catches out Bialy, and Pasha a little slow to respond accordingly. Gets a glimpse, misses the shot. A little bit uncharacteristic there, but still, VP hold the numbers. But the aggression, those instant wanting to trade from LDLC are keeping them in this game so relevantly. But Alex caught in the middle of nowhere now. Didn't expect that, and Maniac. Timing on the flank could work out well. He holds his nerve.
Love it.
Doesn't pull the trigger yet. Mystery needs to be careful. Somehow he handles that frag. And now you've got to be careful. Taz finally has a kill, so you've got to be wary of... Oh, no, he did he just jump?
Straight. Oh, can't get any more.
Was that the mouse wheel thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he... I don't think he intended to jump at that point, so it could have been... If you have jump on mouse wheel, guys, which... You have that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You play with that, so sometimes it can be a little bit sensitive if you're responding quickly.
I'm just more amazed that he was able to land and still smash a shot. When I saw him turn, it looked like he was still kind of mid-air dropping down, but
Maniac,
still.
Oh, it's so clever for him to hold the shot there because he actually, instead of taking the fight, which he could have or could not have won, he gave himself a crossfire with the player on top of Hut. It didn't play out, though. He actually had to trade and get a kill 1v2. Bialy, okay. Going to play in here.
And there's a response already. So Pasha goes for the odd 1 round. Oh, now this is an issue. I'll come back to that in a second. Twan, who's now surrounded all fronts. Molly comes in, burning alive, can't take one with him. That's the problem. Good pressure there. I was going to say the difference being Mistu then pushed up towards outside. First time we've seen a little bit of aggression on that. Doesn't work out well, but somehow Alex around the back again. Finds one, but he can't follow up. That could have been the bomb down, but Existence is quick to get there. And now this means that Bialy's slowed down a little, recovers the bomb, and now has to be careful. There's Existence gone. Spam to smoke, not there anymore.
How much health is Existence on? 22. Needs to be a little bit careful about how he drops down from rafters. He's done that. Actually, you're going to go straight towards lower here. I like Maniac being here, by the way, and not committed directly to the lower side or the upper side. It's kind of in between. A little bit easier for him to rotate, but he's given away the positioning here. If he takes if he just takes a full-out duel at Bialy, he can possibly win an out if he doesn't get headshot immediately, obviously. But he doesn't want to take his chances. Existence... Even if he doesn't win this 1v1 necessarily. Oh, hello, he picks that one out. Bialy caught with a grenade in his hand. Virtus.pro still being held to just those 2 rounds. And their economy has not been given a chance to grow, whereas LDLC, it's young money, cash money billionaires.
Got to say here, Existence, not exactly known for the, the fragging side. The man was always a cerebral player, always known for that kind of, what he can do as an in-game leader. But this is a nice individual game from him, and these haven't been like filler kills as such. These have been quite impactful frags. He's been playing quite tough positions as well, so nice to watch that one out and see how he's playing off the back of it. But for VP on the other side, a bit of a switch. Not really seeing many individuals, hammering home the kills, but. Still, we know these guys had a very rough tournament recently. Maybe that's still in the back of their minds, just not feeling it, not hitting the shots, not playing the game out as they'd like to. Neo just ducking away, somehow makes it out, and Twanu finding it terribly awkward right now because he just hopes we weren't watching these shots.
We were. We saw it all.
We've seen everything now.
And Misty? just in towards Secret there, expecting a VP want to extend in that direction. He plays a bit more of a passive position, but Existence finds Taz on the outside, and that is just a desperation bomb plant there for VP. All they could really do was to try and get down there. Bialy wins on the outer side, but there's no chance he can interact with the defuser here. The bomb was planted for lower. It's just for the extra cash to give VP a vital injection of fiscal variety coming to the last round of the half. Lauren, they get themselves some AKs and a bit of utility on top.
Well, maybe we finally see a little bit of a turnaround, but I don't know. You got to hope they get this round just for the buffer, just for the ability of being able to come back a bit. And this might be the old smoke wall outside. Didn't work so well early game, but now they've got a bit more to play. We've got the mollies there. They can clear out corners. And yeah, look at it. Beautifully placed. Back to back to back to back. All the way down. So a couple of players already getting down towards Secret. Generally, though, it's been Mistu down there, yeah, and he's here again. He's been having a brilliant performance. Very, you know,
a lot of his KDs because of his success in that part of the map.
And I really like the way he's playing. He's quite varied. He doesn't just play one spot. He's showing, you know, variety in how he's holding downstairs, making it harder work for VP. But it's gonna be hard for him to do more than, you know, maybe a 1-for-1 trade out here. We'll see how much he can achieve if they actually go for all this.
VP, oh, hello. Still gonna make their way here through Secret. They're looking just to get, you know, multi-peak scenarios to try and overwhelm players one by one here, but LDLC can respond to this. They've spotted so many of these VP players.
Yeah, Nade's not even hitting that much. He's still okay here. 3 nades later, finally goes down, but he took one with him. Quick call for the rotate as well. Twanu going for a bit of a dangerous route, no disputing that. Going to be sat in the vents, burning alive. Backs away from it, though. And Bialy going to break through for VP. So now this is good. The addition of the mollies is helping them out here, clearing out the corners, getting them into better positions. Bombs now planted. The after plants, you've got 2 players here by the new room, and Twanu just claims snacks. Now they're both in the same spot. Both already spotted. Twanu! What was that? So quick, and now Bialy left in the 1v2.
Twani won't be ready for this, but you can see Bialy was sandwiched on either side. Existence at least was covering it. Twani wasn't looking, he was looking towards the site. LDLC, in a pinch, make sure they cover their ankles perfectly, and this is a very interesting turn of events, Lauren. LDLC, 13 to do at halftime, and Virtus.pro, a very quiet T-side.
2 very different teams in 2 very different positions here. LDLC boot camping, getting ready for Copenhagen Games. Virtus.pro coming back off of a very bad loss recently. Let's see if they can recover in that second half.
Can they indeed? It's going to be the Polish side now. Switching across to CT, they've got a long way back to go. Let's see what they can get done. Well, the white fur of the grizzled polar bears is looking pretty matted right now, Lauren. They come back from Kiev pretty darn wounded straight into the ravenous walls of LDLC, who've really shown them up in the first half here on Nuke.
Nice intro.
Thanks, I worked on it.
That's good, that was very wordy. Like it, Mitch.
Ravenous.
But no, yeah, you're absolutely spot on. This has not been a good start here for VP by any margin. Known for their ability to define those T sides, to be incredibly controlling in how they play it, force the opponents to be uncomfortable, and have to play to their tune. This time it was not the case. LDLC were having none of it, not listening at all. And of course, the scoreline sits drastically in their favor, 13-2. There's always a chance of recovery for VP, but it's a slender margin. When there's no room for errors, when there's almost no room for how this game can play out. But, you know, Nuke is still one of those maps you can say it's CT-sided to a degree, but you expect more than this.
Yeah, I mean, there's just more options available right now for T-sides. And to be fair, the T-side approach to this map is much more evolved than perhaps it even used to be, especially on the inception of this map. So VP really needs to dig deep here. Starts off well. Pasha finds existence. It's going to be Team LDLC en masse here towards ramp.
Nice little quick shoulder peek from Maniac. Love that play. Baited out the shot, came in close, got the job done. But the bomb plant isn't going to be too smooth just yet. There's still players around, and Bialy being one of them, going to make it hard work. Tuanu going to fall to his hand now. 3 players remain. So LDLC have the site, kind of. 2 players, Maniac and Alex. Bomb not planted either.
You can switch up here pretty comfortably. They've baited so much activity here from LDLC in the lower side, and Alex was in a bit of a fulcrum position at the observation deck now. On his own in that 1v4, and Virtus.pro start off. This was, well, absolutely necessary to win here. There was no other choice. VP lose that round, they are done like a dog's dinner, but they're going to bring it back now. UMP. MP9 in there as well. So a little bit to work with here. Oh, good
Taz.
Lord, Taz. Get some kills, plump that score up, give me the fantasy points, let's go.
He's gone for the infamous female gaming weapon. I like it. Taz, all about diversity here in the Pro League. Bring it on, let's go, Taz. He's gone for the CLG red colours too. Everything's working. I like the way he doesn't actually have a kill on this gun either. Check out the stat track. It's the first time, but he's ready for it. Ah, the lag's going well too.
It's all planned.
It's all planned here.
Done.
I love it. But good early damage coming through from the nades as well. Look at that. Shredding them down. But I really hope Taz gets a kill with this. It would make me very, very happy. It may not equate to much in the round overall, but my happiness is key.
Oh dear, Bialy now. It's going to be pretty comfortable work for him. He can peek up and get 3 straightforward kills on towards LDLC. Just they're trying to work the outer. There's no smoke there. There's no pretense to LDLC's movement here. They're on mass. Get a kill. Get in there, Taz. Get him with... Oh, Lord, he goes down. You know what? I see that a lot too.
I like
That's
that, though.
okay.
You know what? I like that from Taz. It's one of those where he's like, not hitting anything anyway. Sod it. I'm going for the P90.
It's the ultimate tilt buy.
No, the best thing is Snacks picked it up and dropped it back out to him. Don't you worry, Taz. Round 2 incoming. Let's peek back on that one, please. Can we just have a P90 cam?
Oh,
you know, I was loving those pictures when they're doing the bomb plants over a Star Ladder. What I want is if there's ever a P90 bot, bang on that.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Lovely. Nice camera work, guys. Shout out to you, observers. I like it.
I'm sure there's nothing...
You don't lose this round, though, do you, Taz?
There's nothing nefarious to this, I'm sure.
Off we go. No, here we go.
What is this? What is this?
There was a player...
Oh, no! My
There was a player
God.
next to him!
2 rounds in a row, and this time, there's no way Taz is getting that back. He is full tilt. No, sorry. This is forced by round for LDLC. They've got a plant. They've got a P90.
They've got a P90. Why watching Alex?
God help
Observers.
me. Alex is about to get... He's about to get jiggy with it. Look at that. Oh, he's going to pick up the rifle. No, it's traded out. Pasha finds him. And that's the round.
Can we get a replay of that Taz moment, possibly? Because he saw the player when he came up. I don't know if that was for by the windows or the bars on it. I don't know why he didn't see the player. So he was literally just smashing his face into, I think it was existence up there with just a Glock.
Do you expect a player up there that late in the round? No one goes there anyway on the CT side.
Not setting up smokes, they had nothing. But still, like it's a bit weird. But I'm certainly saw him. I don't know.
Taz has decided to eschew the attempt at getting aggressive with the SMG. This time he's going to go for an M4. So
look, he's already won my heart. All right, it doesn't matter how many kills he's got. He's fine now. He can do what he likes. And they've got the utility, which is the important part here, Mitch. And they've got the double AWP.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays into the round for Virtus.pro. Neo and Pasha both having an ass. So no stacks action, interestingly enough. I mean, after that last round, I wouldn't be surprised if Taz just picked it up and ran at them and tried to no-scope them, but that's just how this game has been. If you've just joined us, it was LDLC with an incredibly strong CT side, and now they need to close it out. But VP still standing their way. Existence. This is an interesting challenge. This is very cocky.
Neo!
And there was no crossfire on Neo either, so Neo doesn't get punished for taking that 1v1 challenge. He's afraid of dying. Regardless, Snacks finds existence. He's playing up closer. And LDLC are down to 3 players. Don't question, Lauren. Just let it take you away.
Honestly, I'm a huge fan of Neo, but right now, those missed shots have just blown my mind. And he's one of the last 2 players standing.
It's not because it's objectively bad. It's because it's just not what we expect from a player of Neo's caliber.
It was bad. You're trying to be a nice guy. We'll get to the round.
Definitely not what we expect of Neo, though.
No.
Given his pedigree,
Snacks
which is sparkling.
Is in a tricky spot here. He can't really take like one-to-one fights. He's going to try and find a way to be relevant to this round. Oh, and now he's spotted. Tries to take a quick fight on it, but he's not going to get it done. It's Neo now. 1v3. AWP. Clutch tight. 26 seconds for LDLC. Bomb was still out, and I'm wondering if Bialy possibly saw that. Now, I'm not certain. That's the shot you want to hit. Now, 2 more need to follow. Spots the gun barrel. He knows that. Molly goes down. He knows the timing. Neo can win these.
Are they going lower? No, they're going to push him actually through the hut. This could be nasty. 7 seconds left in the round. And Twirly drops the bomb. But Maniac keeps them alive in that round. What an interesting play. I was actually surprised they didn't both just casually vent dive because they didn't realize that Neo wasn't peeking in towards hut or anything. But they challenged him out. They knew they kind of had to win that one, but I don't know why we're showing this, but this was unfortunate series of missed shots here for Neo there as well. Just not quite on point. Happens. Again, like Existence, I think it was Existence challenging him out. That's a very ballsy play from Existence, who doesn't have he doesn't have a teammate in a revenge frag position there necessarily, and I think Snacks or someone was playing really up close there, so that's dangerous to peek like that.
Yeah, but I don't mind it if you're feeling it, you know what I mean? If it's one of those games you're like, I know I'm on point here, run with it a bit. It's good seeing
flair
confidence.
in your game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
What we love from Na'Vi right now.
It was like we watched COG when you saw them playing, like they, you know, during that Starlight event, they were feeling. You could see they were on point. They were just, you know, taking these shots. They were taking fights that you just wouldn't see normally. I don't mind it. Sure, it worked out well because Neo missed 3 sitters, right? That's another factor. But the only reason I'm discussing it right now is because we're down to pistols for VP, and this could be where it all breaks down.
And not even Taz's new Mercedes can carry VP out of this one. It's going to be an impossible round for them to bring back, essentially, with just these pistols, no armor, no utility, no nothing. Like I said, there's no smoke and mirrors here, literally. They have to work with just what they have. A minute left in the round, and LDLC are yet to plant the bomb. They're posturing tenaciously, tentatively around the outside of the map. There's Twinu in Existence. They're not sure about the presence down on the lower. There's a lot of potential for VP to stack pistols, just past Secret and down in those lower halls. And they want to keep their guns. They do not want to give Virtus.pro anything here because they can break them after this round. And that's Maniac to take down Bialy. It might be the upper sight hit here. And Taz can get the jump on Alex. He does. CZ works out, picks himself up an AK, but that's all he's going to get. LDLC go to match point here. Virtus.pro with only a small amount of money coming into this round. It's going to be enough to get the most of what they need, but they're going to be, I guess, short on things like utility. They need to stop some of these aggressive rushes. Molotovs are lacking.
Yeah, that's the big difference. That's always the game changer for me is mollies. You always need to molly out. Yeah. They probably have at least one. There's probably Bialy, I guess, and I'm hoping he's the one who just mollies out towards the squeaky door to just deny pushes. They've got a couple of nades here and there.
You can't stop vent push.
No, not.
Oh, sorry, you can't stop
like a ramp push, ramp. Yeah, there's plenty of things, and Snacks is just going to go and try and make the difference himself.
Oh no!
He's right next to him. No, and Alex just comes out of the smoke in the better position. No trade available either. Somehow Alex just decides to go from walking through the middle of the smoke, but instantly LDLC flex their way in towards the upper bomb site. Taz does claim 2, but in the back quickly you can see Neo trying to find another to turn the tide to a better situation to their favor, but it wasn't the case. And now it's just Pasha looking down against 2 players here, about to get that bomb planted.
So many times we see that molly fail and Kobe straight down the hole, but you can see what happens when it actually is executed properly. Pasha cannot get up into heaven. No bomb plant yet. LDLC have not attempted to plant, despite having the Molotov there, because they don't know exactly where Pasha is. They have no idea. And that's why Misty's so intently looking in towards lobby. 55 seconds left. Now, this could go wrong. LDLC, if they don't get any more information about where Pasha goes and they go for a plant on the exposed upper side, Pasha can quickly 1-2 buckle my shoe this one and keep Virtus.pro in the game. But Pasha also doesn't know where they are. He's spotted. He sees the head. Existence going to go for a plant behind the silo anyway, but Misty wins out the duel. And LDLC, they dominate Virtus.pro coming back from Kiev. It's a very good look right now for this mix of French, Belgians, and a Swiss player. Nice opening from the Wolves, Lauren.
Yeah, this is worrying times for VP, let's be honest here. This win could have put them in a really good position. They could have gone up 2 spots there, even more, put themselves in a competitive spot. But this is what we kind of theorized and we discussed, and especially the desk did as well. Sadly for VP, this is what can happen. They seem to have been kind of crumbling during that offline event over at Starladder, and it's not seemed to have rebounded too well here.
No. Pressure might be getting to them. Maybe it's just a really full schedule. Either way, we'll still get to see more of these 2 teams tonight. But for now, it's over to the desk to discuss what we just witnessed.
Well, what can you say about that one? Blowout from LDLC. That's very surprising.
Didn't nail the delivery there.
Not nail the delivery. But no, boys, on a more serious note.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I mean, VP found himself in a bit of a pickle that game.
Just exactly. Shut up. Just more of the same there from Virtus.pro. That's exactly what we saw the weekend. Looking really disjointed. Lots of weird approaches to situations, like going into bomb sites one by one. No one going for refrags. Just overall looked very poor, uninspired CS. And this is a major problem for them now. Like we thought it might be a bit of a rut from the kind of the LAN season and maybe just a few too many events. But that transition to online play as well, you'd expect teams to look better online. And they've arguably looked worse there. They're playing against much weaker opposition. They've lost like NIP and Fnatic at the LANs right now. They're losing to LDLC. This is really bad news.
I mean, we were watching this, and how many times did we just say, what the hell are they doing? I mean,
it was sloppy as well early. Like the first 7 rounds of the game, both teams looked like they couldn't hit the simplest shots. They would choke spamming. Like Snacks in the vent with the USP. He wasn't anywhere near the guy, but you don't really have to try that hard in the vent to shoot someone. It's not a very difficult shot. There were some weird times where things just didn't look like they should. Like it was all over the place. Higgledy-piggledy, one might say.
Someone might say that, yeah. I'm not sure who, but someone might.
There is maybe one person out there who would say that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, let's not take anything away from LDLC, right? This is a huge victory for them.
Yeah.
Mistu, one of the players we don't really talk about the desk that much. Like, he's not one of the big names of the team. He actually gets 26 frags there, like close to the 30 bomb against Virtus.pro, and a massive victory. Not even that many rounds played. 16-5. It wasn't like a really deep game. Getting 26 frags, that's really influential for a player.
Your boy
like him.
Alex had some big rounds?
He was good. He's like, we've been calling him out for the last few weeks, being like much better than we would kind of expect from someone like that. And he got 20 kills as well. Very crisp aim, I have to say, from that young man. Looking quite special at the moment.
It's the British blood.
That's what I'm thinking. British Counter-Strike pumping through his veins. Like,
I don't know about that one.
Coming back, maybe.
Seems a bit of a reach.
Counter-Strike's coming home.
That's on like higgledy-piggledy levels.
I don't know. I think British Counter-Strike's will be a big deal this year. What do you reckon?
And on that note.
Yeah, it's about that time, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, this is now... How do they recover for game 2? Because this was just
It's Inferno next, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It's Pash's birthday. Maybe they could give him a win.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's doing some celebrating.
They were known as one of, like, when the new iteration of Inferno first came out, they were known to be very, very strong in it, right? But now I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. Overall, the fragging ability in general Counter-Strike we're seeing from LDLC looks much stronger than what Virtus.pro are presenting at the moment. I'm not sure they can bounce back. I'm sure the scoreline will be close in the next map, but still, my man would be on LDLC from what I've just seen. So who knows? Maybe it's just a warm-up game. Maybe the first time they've played since they got back from Ukraine, and just getting into the swing of things.
We've all been a little bit under the weather since Ukraine.
Yeah.
Well, I think we do actually have the highlights ready, I was told. I don't know if we're going to be doing that. Yeah, that was not quick. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll be just sending this one to break. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see if VP can bounce back.